Hello everybody and welcome to No Guns Life episode 3 anime review. I'm your host Connor and he is your co-host Lewis, the disembodied man.
Hello. I'm not sure I'm a disembodied man. I'm normally just a voice, but nice.
The voice is disembodied from the man, so
Yes.
I promise it makes sense. But
And, yeah.
yeah, this episode of No Guns Life, we had
We had a disembodied voice, quite literally.
yeah, we did have a disembodied voice. Even less reason for them to animate mouths moving. So
I know I noticed it way more this episode than usual.
it was bad this episode.
It was. It
The one that
was.
got me was the mob boss guy. He spoke, his mouth just hung open. Like
It hung open for 6 seconds whilst he produced lots of syllables that require mouth closing.
I know it's
Oh,
not
it was
really a big
impressive.
deal in the grand
It
scheme of
was
things.
really impressive.
Like in the grand scheme of things, I know it's not that big a deal, but come on,
It's just lazy.
it's given me a right case of the overlords. And I'm just like, ugh. Also, first thing I'm gonna do before we get right into it, I'm gonna actually apologise because after last week's episode, you were like, did you not want to do it this week? And I was like, what? Because apparently I'd rush through everything. So I apologise if that is the case. Shouldn't happen this week. So thumbs and all that.
Cool.
See, I felt the need to apologise because I felt really bad after you said that last week. I was like, oh, I
Okay.
better say something. But yeah. So did you recognise Tetsuro's voice actor?
Okay. I definitely did, but I can't hear it right now, and I didn't write it down. Was it Tanjiro?
I thought it was Tanjiro as well, but it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't
It wasn't.
Tanjiro. It wasn't.
No way.
It was Deku.
Are they not the same person?
No.
Oh, well, there's
But
my mistake.
that voice actor is in Demon Slayer, but he's a different character.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, but yeah, no, you're right. That is Deku. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was Tanjiro as well at first. So I was like, Google, and I was like, what? I was wrong? Terrible. 0 out of 10 and all that. But anyway, let's crack in with the knacking of this
Oh
episode.
god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not going to catch on. We're not going to do that anymore.
No. So the lovely mechanic lady, Mary, I think's the name.
Her name's Mary because everyone wants to
Yes.
marry her. That's the
Oh my
joke.
god, dude. Yeah, she's trying to, I don't know, help out Tetsuro or whatever, telling him that he's got new arms, new legs, things are going to be rough, and yeah, he can't even eat a sausage sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
So,
to be fair, you should have cut it up. Save it
I mean,
more.
the biggest problem is his arms can't physically hold a
Oh
fork.
yeah, good point. You wouldn't be able to cut it if he.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
But,
We get a brief flashback that I want to talk about. Some
Yeah.
lady that was helping him escape and she didn't escape. So
Yes.
they're going to save her at some point, right?
that will be a reoccurring character,
Yeah.
most certainly.
I'm almost positive.
They showed the face, and it was drawn, like, with some effort.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad CG face, it was a real face.
It was a face that was actually drawn, and they cared about that face, so it will be a recurring character,
Yes,
guaranteed.
I
That's
was
how
also
anime
looking at
works.
the face.
But, yeah, and they also like got a lovely disembodied head to give to
Yeah,
Tetsuro to say,
it
hey,
was like-
whenever you need to speak, please speak through this disembodied head.
Yeah. But then the door knocks, if I'm remembering right.
Indeed.
And it's the gangsters. It's the mafia.
And the mafia just walk in.
Yeah. They're like, hey dude, help us out, bro. Basically.
Well, one of them's like, help us out. The other one's like, you will help us out, otherwise we'll kill you all. And the other guy who's actually the boss is like, shut up, bro.
Shut up, bro. Chill. Come on, I got this. Basically tells them, oh, go for it, quick.
That younger guy, the younger of the two mafia people who came in here, like, I know you're yeah, like, it's a little bit of like trying to hype up the person next to him to be like, why are you not terrified of him? Come on, everyone's supposed to be scared of him. But
Yeah.
like, God, he was incredibly childish. I feel like in the mafia he would have been murdered years
Well,
ago.
he was the hype man, wasn't he?
Yeah, I feel like clearly this mafia's never faced opposition from like other rival mafia groups because he would have been absolutely shanked. But,
Like, I
yeah.
mean, I don't think I've ever seen a not annoying hype man, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but mafia people don't need hype.
This isn't real life. This is No Guns life.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like. Is it a tattoo of like teeth on the Mafia guy's neck? That was creepy.
Oh, maybe I wasn't even paying attention to that.
Yeah, the tattoo of teeth on his neck underneath his chin, where his actual teeth were, and it was weird.
I didn't even pay attention to it, if I'm being completely
Didn't
honest.
like it.
But
Didn't.
yeah, basically tells them, in short, there are kids being attacked and their robot parts are being took off. Please do something about that.
Mm.
And he's like, no. He's like, no, deal with it yourself, basically. Going over the conversation very quickly.
Yeah, like that's a big. He was kind of interested into it, and then we're like, oh, and if you want, we can help you out with your thing. And he goes, you know what? I think it's better if everyone just sorts their own messes out. And they were like, wow, okay.
They have a brief head-to-head, the boss and the Juzo.
Yeah, which was awesome because this guy, one of the very few people who can slightly tower over Juzo, tried to do full intimidation mode, and Juzo just sips his coffee.
I think my favourite part about it was he went head-to-head. His gun's ahead, so basically you've got a gun pointed to you. Like,
He literally put his head into a gun, but that was his like big ballsy like.
yeah,
Look,
no, it was cool.
I'm a big deal.
It was cool. I was like, yeah, good job, boss man.
But Juzo one-ups him by sipping coffee.
Yeah, he's like, he should have been like, can you back up a bit, please? I can't get it in. But yeah, then the boss leaves. He's like, you know what? Fair enough, mate. The mafia boss is an alright dude. It turns out.
Yeah, I mean, he respects Juzo being an absolute mad lad.
Yeah. He-
And having no fear whatsoever. He's like, well, cool.
Yeah, and then he's like, please don't cause any problems. That wouldn't be good, you know. He's like, you're all cool people. Please don't make us act.
Yeah, don't make bad things happen here because Mary sometimes helps us out too.
Yeah. But then they leave, right? Juzo then is like, yeah, those attacks are definitely a message for me. Like, they're definitely mutilating these kids to get
It's
it.
to lure out Tetsuro.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Tetsuro hears he's like, I want to help. I'm like, Tetsuro.
Tetsuro, you idiot, you're falling into the trap.
Like,
It was literally a trap to lure out Tetsuro, and he goes, let's help them.
Yeah. And then
Idiot.
Juzo helpfully points out, you can't walk, good sir. Like, what are you going to do? You can't move. Like, think about this logically. Please don't ask me, because that's ridiculous. And then
I
he's
mean,
like,
he does get asked, and he goes, I'm not a charity, what are you going to pay me? And he's like, I have no money.
yeah. He's like, yeah. And then Juzo's like, worry about yourself before you help others. And then he gets be-booped. There's like a scream light. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, no, the thing happens that I saw coming instantly as soon as we found out this guy could control extends. Like, at some point, he's just going to take over Juzo for a bit, and
Yeah.
Juzo's not going to be happy about it.
Did it happen earlier than you thought?
No, 'cause I'm expecting them to actually, like, get along later, and so this kind of had to happen early-ish, so
Yeah.
that we could get this out of the way, I guess.
I
But
mean,
I don't know. I don't know exactly when I thought it was going to happen, but it wasn't going to be like a final thing near the end. It was going to be not too late in the story.
honestly, I thought how it might work is like Juzo be KO'd like later on, and then he would be like, take control of you now to continue the fight. But
I think the exact inverse of that might happen at the start of next episode.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right there. But then so he takes control of Juzo and takes his body, right?
Yep.
Takes his body, steals a backpack to put it in.
Does a Nazco.
He Nezco's himself. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Literally
hang on a minute.
Nezco's himself.
It was really annoying because at this point I was like, he's still Tanjiro, and then I was like, oh, the joke doesn't work as well anymore.
No, because when you think he's got the voice of Tanjiro and then he's playing the role of Nezco, it doesn't quite work.
Yeah, it's like one of them AU fan fictions where they reverse the demon.
For anyone who's hiding under a rock last season and didn't watch Demon Slayer, he's in a box getting carried around by a big.
You don't need to
person who's
explain
bigger
that
and
to
strong.
people. That's their fault for not watching. You know, we don't need to explain everything. I make so many references that I just don't explain. So like, it's for the people that know. If you know, you know, and if you don't, I don't know what to tell you.
Suck it up and watch more anime.
Exactly. But yeah, then he gets jumped by some dickheads that want his parts. So then he puts a bag on his head, which is terrifying. He looks like he's about to be executed, is what he looks like.
I don't think he was trying to get some information out of those black market people. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing,
Yeah, but then they were like, we want your parts.
and then they were like, yeah, let's strip him for parts.
Which, yeah.
Which I didn't know Juzo ran into that kind of trouble. I thought most people wouldn't mess with him because he's terrifying, but apparently people are willing to mess with him.
Money makes people do crazy things. That is true.
But riskier in life, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but then he, as he's walking with his bag on his head, looking like a crazy man. Like, imagine walking down the street and you see a man with a bag on his head just walking through town.
Yeah, it was something. I don't know. I'd be very concerned by that.
Yeah, but then he sees some kids running and saves them from a guy with blade arms, which...
Who was quite clearly wearing a mask very similar to the younger of the two mafia people he faced earlier.
Well, to be fair, Tetsuro never saw them.
Oh, this isn't Juzo, you're right. Yep. This is yeah, Tetsuro. Never mind, Tetsuro's in the back room. He didn't see. You're right.
I know I'm right.
Good job.
Being observant, 1 out of 10 times I'll find something no one else does. But yeah, then it turns out the kids are actually evil and are going to kill him for...
Yeah, it was the kids hunting down these other kids and stripping them for parts.
And then the blob one transforms, and wouldn't you know it, Lewis?
She's a spider insect lady with a machine gun.
It's a spider. I hate... Why? Why?
It's not actually a spider, she has 6 legs, not...
8.
Well, she has 6 legs she walks on, and 2 that she feels with, but either way, she's not... Yeah,
well, I hate to be that guy, but 6 plus 2 equals 8.
Yes, but she only has 6 legs. But yeah, anyhow.
I guess you're right. You can have this one. But yeah, he's like, I'll save you from that facility, and they're like, we don't need to be saved. That's our home.
Facility's home.
Yeah, it's like, oh. But yeah, then they have a brief fight, and by a fight I mean he runs away because he doesn't know how to fight.
Nope.
But one thing I did like is how his Juzo body moved to like protect the real body in the thing on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was like, "Whoa, I didn't even try to move." Yeah, that was yeah, Juzo taking control back of his body to save.
Oh, is that what you thought? I thought it was just like a built-in part of the.
It could be a purely instinctive thing that's part of Juzo just because of he's like.
I like your Juzo take more, honestly.
I think it's more likely that Juzo has some ability to control himself, but is kind of letting him go ahead with it because he wants to see how far this guy's going to go.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe he has no control.
Yeah, we'll have to see next week though. But yeah, he gets poison bullets and gets KO'd, which is less than ideal. Or I guess Juzo gets KO'd, right? The body gets
yes.
KO'd. Yeah. And then the Spider Girl starts freaking out, man.
Yeah, and I'm confused because I thought... See, what I thought instantly happened here was that as soon as Juzo got knocked out, Tetsuro was like, damn, well, quickly, panic, what do we do? Let's take control of her.
Yeah, why didn't
That's what I thought was going on. But it seems that wasn't what was happening.
Although I guess he lost his consciousness though, so I guess he couldn't do that.
Me? Yeah, exactly. We don't know how his power works.
Yeah.
Because I assumed instantly, like, that's why she went off on a rampage. But they kind of explain later, she kind of does this anyway.
Yeah. So she's proper lost control. She needs to go back to the repair room. She needs to get fixed. She's broken, basically.
I guess it is possible that maybe Tetsuro kind of brought this on. Maybe if
I mean, it was after he said about the facility and everything, right? That she started freaking out.
Oh no, I don't by Tetsuro causing it. I mean, him trying to control her.
Gotcha. I thought it might just been like a repressed memory type situation, maybe.
They seem to because the other girl was happy to talk about it in front of her.
I guess that's true, yeah.
And she's supposedly the one that helps keep her in check.
Well, she does. We see her like hold her claw hand, and it's like it's okay now, and then she turns back to normal. Yeah. And it turns out they were looking for Tetsuro. They're like, we gotta find that Tetsuro kid. And it's like idiots. They're right there. But then they go
Unbeknownst to them, they just knocked him out.
Yeah. But then they go to the adults, which if I remember right, it's the same guy that sort of bought all the cigarettes and that.
It is, yeah. That guy from I forgot the name of the company
it's,
again.
Buren.
Yeah, the guy from
Buren.
The guy from Evil Corp.
Evil Corp, yes, Skynet, different thing. But yeah, but then they're like, No, the adults are like, hey, they ask the adults, can you fix her, please? She's broken. Look at her. She's not. And they're like, you can't do your job. You dead, boy or girl.
Gears in a machine that don't complete their part get replaced.
Exactly. So then they're about to
Very
die.
utilitarian.
They're about to die. So you had a good run, girls. But no, then Tetsuro saves them. He does a Falcon Punch. Was it a Falcon Punch? I don't even remember.
It was a punch.
It was a punch. Punch, the hero's weapon of choice. And that was the end of the episode, I do believe.
Yeah, he kind of like jumps in there like, but he came back, and that was basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is still Tetsuro, if I remember right, because we hear his voice.
I believe he speaks. Yes.
Yeah. He says like.
And whenever Tetsuro is it's worth mentioning. Whenever Tetsuro is in control of Juzo, yeah, he has his own voice. He doesn't use Juzo's voice.
That makes sense, because when he was in the other body, he had his own voice as well.
Yeah.
From a purely like scientific point of view, it doesn't work because your voice box.
Who the hell knows how that works? How to use someone else's vocal cords to make his vocal sound? Who knows?
It's magic. That's the answer to everything.
I mean, it's actually not. It's
science then.
Crazy high-end technology.
Science then. There's the two answers. It's magic or it's science, and that's all the explanation you need.
Indeed.
But yeah, that was at the end of the episode. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Tetsuro going for a joyride in Juzo's body. Basically, is what he did.
Yeah, it was going to come at some point. It was pretty cool.
I hope like Juzo's unconscious. He saves the kids, wakes up, and he's like, "Why do I have more kids now?" Like, what's going on?
I reckon he's fully conscious through all this. I reckon he's able to see it all, and is either not able to do anything about it,
or he's choosing
not able to do much.
Oh, okay.
Because maybe that little movement earlier wasn't involuntary. Maybe that was him attempting to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to save the girls, because I think they're in the opening.
Oh, I hadn't noticed.
I think they're the ones at the beach. I could be wrong about that, though.
Okay.
I really could be wrong about that, and I'm so unsure of myself. But yeah, I enjoy it. I'm curious to see where it goes. Like, this show is like, I forget how much I enjoy it when I'm not watching it. Like, while I'm watching it, I'm like, this is damn good, and then like I'm like, all right, I'm done now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it kind of creeps up on me. Like when I watch each episode, I'm like, damn, that's pretty good fun. But like, yeah, the day before, I'm like, ooh, hyped for the next episode.
Yeah, no, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do No Guns Live for then. This is when it comes out. Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm watching, like, this is actually pretty good.
No, it is pretty solid. I'm solidly enjoying it.
It is solid. The only thing that bothers me is, like we said, just have more movement on the screen. I don't care if they've got to like wave in the air when there's nothing going on. Just no screenshots, please. I mean, it does getting thumbnails easy, so I guess there's that.
Oh, so easy. You got 6 seconds to grab the thumbnail.
Yeah, I've just got to like print screen.
Tell you what's a good thumbnail for this episode: the mafia boss with his mouth open.
Oh,
That's that was half the episode.
I think I used Tetsuro.
Okay, fair enough.
That makes a bit of sense, you know. Main character probably should be in the thumbnail.
Was it Tetsuro whilst activating his thing?
I don't remember what it was.
Because that would have been the correct choice.
It was
whatever.
It was Tetsuro Boy. I know that much. But anyway, should we wrap up here? I can't think of anything else to say.
Yep, let's do it.
Alright, thanks for everyone for watching and all that good stuff. Subscribe and comment and like and all the other things that make YouTube like me and give me more exposure, because, you know, God, life's hard and views and all that. We will see you next week for another episode of this No Guns Life thing, and bye guys.